For years, the CZ Shadow 2 has been a favorite handgun for those who compete, collect, and just enjoy shooting quality firearms. And why wouldn't it be? The Shadow 2 is fantastic in just about every measurable way. But if there was one category where the Shadow 2 wasn't a great fit, it was that of the self-defense market, specifically concealed carry. Let's face it, the Shadow 2 at just about 47 ounces is a heavy handgun. In fact, that's one of the specs that the competitors love the most, but it's not so great for sliding into the waistband for a day out. But now we have the new CZ Shadow 2 Compact. For starters, it's shed a massive amount of weight compared to the full-size version, tipping the scale at only 30 ounces. This is accomplished by first whacking a full inch off of the length of the barrel and the overall length of the gun from 4 3/4 inch barrel to 3 3/4 inch barrel, and by making the frame from aluminum alloy instead of carbon steel. In virtually every other way, the Shadow 2 Compact is identical to its big brother. Let's dive into the details. To begin with, the CZ Shadow 2 is built on the tried and true design and the action of the legendary CZ75. It was specifically built to be the successor to the CZ75 SP01 Shadow. The inside-out slide-to-frame fit is one of the most recognized elements of a CZ handgun. Rather than the slide rails traveling over the frame rails, as almost every other semi-automatic handgun does it, the CZ design has the slide rails traveling inside the frame rails. The result is a sleeker and generally lower slide-to-frame fit. This means a lower bore axis, which reduces recoil. CZ was basically the pioneer of low bore axis. Another CZ trademark element is the deep sloping backstrap that might look odd, but feels great, and coupled with that long curved beaver tail, it provides a great grip angle and a solid hold. CZ Shadow 2 is a hammer-fired, double-action, single-action handgun. This provides the user with some carry options. The pistol can be carried cocked and locked with the hammer back in full cock and the safety engaged, or it can be carried with the hammer all the way down at full rest and the safety off. But there's also a hammer safety position that allows a partial cock of the hammer and for the safety to be on, and it leaves the trigger pull at double action. This would be the ideal carry condition. The manual safety on the Shadow 2 Compact is ambidextrous, with the fire position downward. The safety levers are frame mounted and fairly flat to the frame. Swiping the safety on or off, though, can be a bit tricky, and I really had to press my thumb inward to engage it. There's no tactile feedback or any audible click, really, so this is a motion where practice is definitely advised. The Shadow 2 Compact stands 5.4 inches tall, which is maybe just at the tall end of concealment size, at least for me. The gun is 7.5 inches long overall, and the width of the pistol is just under 1.4 inches at the widest point. It comes with two 15-round magazines, and it's capable of accepting the full-size Shadow 2 magazines. I measured the trigger pull after my range work, allowing the moving parts on the new gun to wear in over the course of a few hundred rounds. The double-action pull was 10 pounds almost exactly, and the single-action pull was 4 pounds 3 ounces. But even more important than the number on the scale is the feel of the trigger, which is buttery smooth in double action or single action, with a crisp break and a nice short reset. The aluminum alloy frame of the Compact is finished out with a beautiful set of aluminum grip panels with excellent texture. They have a soft blue color and checkering that is eye-catching and effective. The Shadow 2 insignia is engraved into both panels, just to make sure your range buddies know you have good taste. The Shadow 2 Compact has a set of top quality sights. The rear sight is adjustable for elevation and windage. It's a wedge design with a high rear blackout anti-glare surface. Out front, the sight is a red fiber optic tube sitting in a thin blade. It gathers light very effectively, and it provides a nice compromise between a combat and a target sight picture. Between those sights is a wide serrated slide top rail that helps prevent glare to the shooter's eye. The Shadow 2 Compact is optics ready, mostly. The slide is pre-cut, and the removal of 2 screws takes off the steel cover and exposes the mount. But adapter plates are not included with the gun. To obtain the adapter plates needed for your desired red dot optics, you can go to czusa.com and search by pistol, which would be Shadow 2, and the footprint that you would want, either RMR or DPP. There are other reliable options online, and the plates I found for the Shadow 2 are priced at around $67 each. With the removal of the cover plate, the rear sight is also removed. This is not my favorite design, as it eliminates the natural ability to co-witness with iron sights, or more importantly, to have them as a backup. However, a lot of the new red dots do provide a rear notch or a mark that can be used in conjunction with the front sight in a pinch. Something to consider when choosing your optic. When it comes to evaluating a handgun, I want to know how reliably and efficiently it operates. Does it do what's expected of it? And is the interface with the operator as good as it can be? Being very familiar with the full-size Shadow 2, it was easy to realize that the compact version feels exactly the same and that all the controls are identical in location, size, and function. Great, no learning curve. At my age, every learning curve is a steep one. The big difference, of course, between the full-size pistol and the compact is the weight. Having about 1/3 less mass in your hand is very noticeable. The ergonomics of the CZ Shadow 2 are among my favorite, and the compact is once again identical, except that it's a bit shorter in the grip height. For me, this is perfect because my pinky finger falls just on top of the bottom flare of the front strap, giving me a nice, comfortable locked grip. The recoil with the compact version of the Shadow 2 was not anything noteworthy, which means it's well managed. The low bore axis inherent in the CZ design, along with the grip angle that cants the wrist forward, keeps the gun well planted and the muzzle returns quickly to target.
All right, let's see if the Shadow 2 Compact will handle Russian steel-cased ammo. Not every gun does. Yep, no problem there.
After all, it is the shorter and lighter version of one of the best competition pistols on the market. It might have a shorter barrel, but that barrel is the same match grade and just running in a shorter system. And it's accurate. I was convinced of this after spending a full morning banging small steel plates downrange, but to quantify the performance, I set up paper targets at 20 yards, and I used a good quality pistol rest and 4 different loads of 9mm ammo. All 4 loads tested performed very well, and their placement was consistent. But the best overall group was delivered by the Federal 115 grain full metal jacket at 1.36 inches for a 5-shot group.
The CZ Shadow 2 Compact, quite literally, is just the Shadow 2 in a smaller size. And so therefore, everything you would expect if you have the Shadow 2 or you're familiar with the Shadow 2, you can expect it to perform virtually identically, and you can expect it to feel exactly the same in your hand, except slightly different. And by the slightly different, I mean, now I have medium-sized hands, and it is a perfect fit for my 3 fingers, right down to the flare at the bottom of the grip. Trigger reach is the same, beaver tail is the same, the sights are the same, and they are excellent. But of course, this gun was designed to be carried, and therefore it is significantly lighter than the full-size Shadow 2, which is nice. hundreds of rounds through it today at the range, and it has been flawless in every way. Took me a minute to get my sight picture and figure out where my hold point should be, and then after that, it's just been banging steel all day long.
Whether the CZ Shadow 2 Compact is the next best carry gun for you is a decision you'll have to make based on your preferences and the priorities for you for a concealed carry gun. The key factors that will challenge it are its size and weight against the plethora of Micro 9s on the market. But for those who don't mind a wider, taller, or heavier pistol, or even prefer that, the Shadow 2 Compact is one of the best quality, best performing handguns available. With a suggested retail price of $1,299, it's up against the competition of some boutique and high-end products offered by other top makers. But if you're shopping in that market, the Shadow 2 Compact should be on your short list. So if you want a competition pistol that can handle triple duty as also home defense and concealed carry, this might be the top of the field. This could easily be the answer to the question, what if I could only have one gun? Accessories are already becoming available on the market. In fact, I used a Blade Tech holster during the range work. Many people wanted a shorter, lighter version of the exceptional CZ Shadow 2, and in every way, CZ has granted their wish. This is a CZ Shadow 2 that's IDPA legal, more than capable, and it can be worn home after the match. For Guns America, this is just an opinion. Thanks for watching.